What's up, everybody? We're bringing you a really cool knife review today. This is Craig, and Brian's here with me.
Hey guys.
We had to get together for this knife review because we both love this knife, and it's just an awesome knife. We both think so. This is, if you couldn't tell already, the Spyderco Tenacious. So there's a close-up right there. We'll be giving you more close-ups of specific parts of this knife as we move along through the review. Anyway, first things first, technical specifications. Put some coins there for a size comparison, but the actual blade itself is 3.375 inches, which is a really good size, in my opinion at least, for a blade. That can be used for EDC, and if you really need to, in a self-defense situation, God forbid, you know, nobody likes really talking or thinking about that, but, you know, great size for EDC. The blade steel itself is ATR13 MOV, and it is right there. You can see it, ATR13 MOV, which, for those of you who don't know, you know, it's a decent blade steel. It's a great quality for the price. You know, you're getting it for $33, so you can't, you know, you can't expect it like a super steel, but this is a very good steel, at least in my opinion. It's better than the 440. It's a bit soft, but it sharpens really easily.
I haven't had to sharpen it yet. I've had it about 2 months now.
That's awesome. You know, that's all you can ask for, really. That's great.
I've been using it quite a lot.
That's great. That's awesome. So yeah, there's that. But you know, on the flip side, like I said, it does take an edge very nicely. It does sharpen easily. Handle material is G10, which is awesome for grip, and we'll get into it. This knife is all about having a good grip. The
Great
G10,
traction.
Yeah, great traction. The G10 isn't like dug out and doesn't have like a crazy pattern on it, so it won't rip up your hands, but it does have, let me get really close on that. You could see it does have a really nice gripping surface. That actually focused in really well, surprisingly. I thought I was going to have to manual focus that. That's great.
And underneath those G10 scales, there's 2 stainless steel liners that are actually skeletonized, which makes the weight, makes it not too heavy.
Yeah, that brings the weight down. The weight is actually 4 ounces. Some people, for some reason, complain that that's, you know, a little bit too heavy. On the spectrum of knife weights, it is a little bit on the heavy side, but you know, honestly, at least in my opinion, and I think in yours, that doesn't really matter, you know.
Yeah, I have no problem with it.
It's, you know, 4 ounces, still light for something that you're carrying in your pocket. So 4 ounces on that, and you know, it would have been a lot heavier if they hadn't skeletonized out the inner steel there.
Steel liner.
Yeah. Next, another awesome thing about this knife, I'm going to close it just because I'm going to be flipping it around, is the pocket clip. Not a lot of knives have this. It's it's adjustable in 4 different ways. You can do tip up or tip down carry, and it's on both sides of the knife. So there's 4 different positions that you can put the pocket clip. You can see right there. So Brian's a lefty, so did you switch this around from where it was?
I think I fooled around with it. I'm not sure if it's the original position, but I changed it to whatever whatever is most comfortable for me as a lefty.
Yeah, because you have a lot of problems with knives, I know, because of the fact that you're a lefty, and they're usually kind of designed for righties.
Oh yeah.
But that's great. So the one thing about this, may not be a big deal to you, is a big deal to some people. China. Made in China. You know, for value like this, it's not going to be made in the USA.
No.
If something's made in the USA, it's gonna tend to be a little bit more expensive. So you gotta expect that. Yeah, of that quality. You gotta expect that. What else? You want to talk about blade play?
Okay, I haven't had any blade play up and down or side to side with this knife, and like I've said, I've lent it out to people who had to do, you know, various tasks that could be hard on the blade, and I haven't seen any blade play at all.
There's literally none. I just tried to do it. There's literally none. It's awesome. And there's actually a little bar there to stop it. You can see it in there. Let me focus. There you go. There you go. You can see the, I don't know the official term, stopping bar. Anyway, you can see it in there. You know, it stops the blade, prevents up and down play, and those liners in there are kept very tight to the blade, so there's no side-to-side play. That's awesome. And as I said earlier, the grip on this knife is one of the things that makes it such an awesome knife. And there's so many aspects to it. First of all, we talked about the G10. And then there's this aggressive jimping up on top here. Look at that. This is, let me get this into focus. This is the way that jimping should be done.
Yeah.
And a lot of knives don't even have jimping.
It's amazing. When you have to do a thrusting cut, your thumb is not going anywhere on that. It grips very well, and it doesn't tear up your hand.
Yeah, especially, and also in that regard because of the fact that it has this thumb ramp here. So that's like even extra.
Yep.
You know, so when you're...
Because of the natural shape of the blade.
Yeah, you've got a great, great grip. And on the other side, nice finger choil. Some people prefer a deep finger choil, which it kind of appears to be on this side of the knife. But if you look on this side, it is not deep. And the actual liner, this is a liner lock knife, actually comes up in the finger choil. However, if you look, the liner itself has more jimping. So it just even reinforces it even more. It's just this knife is all about getting good grip and keeping it. Mm-hmm. So you can see that there, and it feels great.
Even with thick gloves on, it feels awesome.
Yeah, so as far as the blade length, like I said, it's pretty perfect, at least in my opinion. There's a nice precise point here for small cutting tasks. You know, if you have to do small EDC tasks. Let me get that to focus. There you go. So you can see that. Some people have a problem with, you know, having a wide blade like this. But another thing that I really personally love about this is that it's full flat ground. And I just love the finish and everything there. You can see it's very beautiful. Simple, nicely done.
And because it's full flat ground, you can use it in the kitchen. You can use it for food preparation. I've used it.
That's really cool. I didn't even think about that.
Yep.
That's cool. You know, so we both love the blade finish. Overall, it feels really solid in your hand. It just feels like a well put together knife, and the grip on top of that is just like, that just finishes it off. That just puts the icing on the cake for this knife. Great deployment. It's just great all around.
Yeah, the phosphoro bronze bushings really do make a difference with the deployment. Very quick and speedy. And I just wanted to get into the blade. I had lent this to a friend, and the blade steel, actually, to get into. Like I was saying, I lent this to a friend, and he was doing some tests that required him to be around water. So it did get a little bit wet. I did dry it off, and about 2 days later I saw some surface rust on the blade and the cutting edge itself. So I got it off very easily. It was just, it wasn't in the blade, it was just on top of it. So I got it off fairly easily with just some aluminum foil. But it was interesting to note that I did get some rust on it quickly.
Yeah, it's always a good thing to know. One last thing, for those of you who like cutting tests, we have some thin cardboard here. So there you go. And just gonna, it's like butter. Oh, that one, okay. Let's start on the other side.
New edge. Very thin cardboard, but still cuts pretty well.
It cuts really well. So that's that. You can see that, you know. Great EDC knife, in my opinion. That's basically, like I said before, it's just overall great all around knife. Tons of fans of this knife in the knife community. Knife enthusiasts tend to love this knife. It serves as an example of a really well put together knife when people talk about knives like this, and a lot of people draw examples from this knife when they're referencing other knives. When they're talking about other knives, they'll reference this knife and certain good qualities that it has about it. But yeah, that's about it. You have anything else to say?
No, I think we covered a lot of it.
Alright, so there you go. Spyderco Tenacious review. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next video. Probably do another review very soon, so everybody be on the lookout for that. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thanks, guys.